Whales, icebergs and puffins are major drawing cards of Newfoundland. But undoubtably Gros Morne National Park is the crown jewel of the province. And West Brooke Pond is the centerpiece of Gros Morne. The sheer majesty of the towering cliffs with waterfalls on a landlocked fjord takes one's breath away and is one of the most compelling reasons to visit Gros Morne. If you are starting from St. John's, you can drive, fly, or take a bus. Driving or traveling by bus will take you about 8 to 10 hours. If you are spending the night, Rocky Harbour is a great place to stay. There are plenty of accommodations, restaurants and sights to see, such as the lighthouse at Lobster Cove. From Rocky Harbour, head north up the 430 for 23 minutes to the parking lot for Western Brooke Pond. At the parking lot, there's a 3 kilometers hike to the boat dock. The Western Brooke Pond boat tour then runs 16 kilometers to the end of the fjord and 16 kilometers back. There is no better way to explore this scenic delight than by taking the Western Brooke Pond boat tour. On board, behold the spectacular glacier-carved landlocked fjord, waterfalls cascading from 2,000 feet, that often turn to mist before reaching the pond, billion-year-old cliffs, and frequent wildlife sightings. For millions of years, glaciers carved out West Brooke Pond, and 15,000 years ago, the ice melted, leaving a fjord that was eventually cut off from the ocean, that filled with fresh water so is no longer a fjord. It is 30 meters above sea level and over 170 meters deep. The tour guides will point out certain rock formations that are interesting to view along the way, such as the Old Man's Face and the Skull in the Mountain. Also, they mentioned Broke Cliff Mountain, measuring in at 700 meters tall. This is 150 meters higher than Toronto's CN Tower. And finally, Pissing Mare Falls. The most impressive falls on the tour, measuring in at 343 meters, and a name you won't soon forget. You will notice that even though the video was shot in mid to late June, there are still remnants of snow on the mountains and in valleys. And that brings us to the end of our video, but before we go, a special shout out to our tour guide, KJ Holohan, who kept us entertained on the trip back on the boat.